Good morning. It is Thursday. It is about oh, I'm not wearing my watch and I've turned everything off. So what's the time? It's about 9 in the morning. It's 8:45 in the morning and I've just arrived at Tesco's. Now Dan has been very kindly doing most of the shopping over the past few weeks just because he's got into a bit of a rhythm with it. He's used to it. I feel very nervous about doing it. And he can come home and very easily have a shower and wash everything off. But we're feeling a little less anxious about that kind of thing. But I'm wearing clothes that I can just take off and throw in the washing machine. When I get home, I've got my hand sanitizer with me and I'm going to go and do the weekly shop. We've got a big list of things that will hopefully keep us going for at least a week because we're trying to limit our trips to the supermarket to once a week. We cannot get deliveries where we are. We're very close to London. We're in the southeast of the UK. It's very busy and we just cannot get food delivered. So I'm going to go in and see what it's like. I'm really nervous. So I turned the camera on and everyone started talking to me. The supermarket was an absolute blinking nightmare. I was there for 2 hours, but I got everything we needed for the next week and I don't think we're going to run out of anything anytime soon. So that's good. It's a lovely sunny day today. We're hoping to do some planting in the garden, but I'm absolutely exhausted and the thought of doing that. I'm just like, gardening to me is a chore. It's not something I enjoy. But I want to do it because I want to see the fruits of literally the fruits of my labour because we're growing tomatoes. But I don't enjoy the process. Oh, there's a bird landed on the feeder right outside. Oh, it's flown away now. I had a list. Yeah, I had a list of things to remind me of things I wanted to mention, and one of them was my project that I've got in my dodgy bag that I made in the tutorial that I did. This bag is making me very, very happy. I've been balling up yarn in here, and the yarn is from Back to Blighty in her Just Breathe mini set. Just Breathe, and it was a gift and a reminder from lovely Jodie. Come on, focus on the Back to Blighty label, please. Thank you. There we go, and it was a gift from Jodie. So I started balling it up because I'm going to be making the can't remember the name. Wild Wheat. The Wild Wheat crochet shawl with it. So I've started balling up the yarn and oh my goodness, it smells so lovely. I don't know what Becky does to the yarn when she's washing it or soaking it, but it just, honestly, it's divine. I started winding it up during the Great British Sewing Bee last night and I was just, every 2 minutes I was saying to Dan, it just smells so nice. It's lovely. Thank you to everyone that's bought me a Ko-fi overnight. Coffee? You know what I mean. Thank you very much. It's very nice of you. And I just wanted to mention today, because I don't think I mentioned it yesterday, that all the vlogs and anything that goes on my YouTube channel, any money we make from this YouTube channel in May is going to be going to the 2 charities underneath this video to help with their coronavirus appeals. Right. Phoebe's desperate to show me her poetry performance that she's been learning for part of her schoolwork today. It's the last day of school this week because it's bank holiday, which means tomorrow's a public holiday, which means nobody has to, well, not nobody, but it's a public day off. What do you call it? Someone's told me what it's called in the States. Federal holiday, I think. So obviously a lot of people still do have to work, but schools are out, so there will be no schoolwork tomorrow. And there's loads of flags appearing everywhere. All Union Jacks are all out over the social club over the road. People have got them outside their houses and it's really, really nice. So I'm going to put some bunting up in a bit. Typically I've got some crochet bunting to put up. hair is mad today. Oh my goodness. Right, we've just finished putting up the bunting in our top bedroom window, so it looks really good. I'm really pleased with it. So that's all ready for tomorrow, and we've got room to add a couple more if we want to. Phoebe was making noises about possibly doing a couple more to add. I just wanted to let you know, oh, first of all, I'm standing here for a reason. I'm standing in a wardrobe, or in front of a wardrobe. I've got my certificate here for climbing the Millennium Dome. I showed you the photo the other day. This is a wardrobe that is where I keep my shoes in boxes, where I keep all of my clothes in a very small area. I don't have a lot of clothes. Phoebe's school uniform, and in this section, this is where I keep my fabric stash. And this is all of my sewing things. So you would have seen I keep my sewing machine in the kitchen, but I keep all of the stuff that I use for sewing in a box here, and then the plug for the sewing machine is here as well. It looks messier than it is because in this Lego bag here is a load of scraps that I've been putting in there to sort out. And then I've got all my fabric organised on this old kitchen cupboard that I have put inside the wardrobe. I'm just here because I'm going to choose some fabric for a dodgy bag, because obviously the dodgy bag mail is running 1st of May to the 1st of June, everybody. Dodgy bag mail 2020 is the hashtag. Go and watch my last podcast, episode 59, if you want all the details. But obviously I need to make a dodgy bag during the dodgy bag mail, so I've just come here to choose some fabric. But I also wanted to let you know that I finished last night at about midnight, All the Light You Cannot See, and it was a really good book. I bought this in a charity shop in Folkestone on the coast of Kent. I was with my friend, we were down just for the day, and we went to a charity shop, and she said, oh, have you read this? It's brilliant, I've read it. So I bought it for £1. And it was fantastic. I don't get a lot of time to read, so when I finish a book it really does feel amazing. And it was a really, really gorgeous story about, it's set in World War II. It's about a very young German soldier and a equally young blind French girl. And that's all I'm going to say about it. And it's an absolutely beautiful story. It's beautifully told. And it really kind of brought it home what people went through all over the world. So I would really recommend it. It's a fantastic read. So now I'm going to put that in the basket outside in the driveway, so somebody walking past can help themselves if they wish to read that book. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to read next. We're in a sunbeam. Let's see if I can position everything in the sunbeam. So there's the book I've just finished, and this is a slightly unusual choice of book for my next one. Now I wanted something much, much lighter this time, a nice easy read, and I have had this on my bookshelf since about 2004, or whenever it, actually wouldn't have been 2004, let's see when it was published, but check this out, check it out. Signed by Alan Titchmarsh himself. Now, for some reason that I can't quite remember, oh yeah, 2004, it was 2004. When we got married in 2003, I was a huge fan of Alan Titchmarsh. I just love things like, what was the name of the programme he used to present? Oh, that's going to really annoy me. He used to present a really good programme where they went into people's gardens and made them over. And it was a running joke between me and Dan that I would one day run away with Alan Titchmarsh. And Dan organised for me to have a written letter and signed picture from him, which was presented to me during the speeches of our wedding, which was very funny. So that's my next read. It sounds quite fun. It's about a grandmother living life to the full, or attempting to. And I have just chosen my fabric. I've got these two yellows. I've got this one and I've got this one. These were both in a pile of fabric from my friend Lorraine. Hi Lorraine, and she's very kindly sent me a whole bunch of stuff a little while ago. And I'm going to pair one of them with some denim from a pair of my old jeans. I should have enough, but if I don't, I have got another old pair of jeans I can cut up. And the other one I'm going to pair with material from a pair of Dan's old trousers. And I couldn't decide which I preferred, so I decided to do both. So I'm going to take this downstairs to cut out over the weekend, and then once the pieces are cut out, and I can then sew it as and when I get 10 minutes here and there. So that's my plan. Oh, and I'm just going to line it with white. Some of this I bought on eBay, and the other stuff is actually old school shirts. I salvaged all the clean white material that didn't have pen stains on it. Going to film this because the oven's making such a racket in the background, but then I thought, why not? I will show you. I'm about to make our salad dressing that we always make, and I cannot remember where we got this ingredient list for salad dressing. I'm sure it was from a cookbook, but we have been making it for so many years now, we just know it off by heart. And the way we remember it is you have 4 tablespoons of olive oil, and then there is 1 tablespoon each of 4 other ingredients. So 4 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 tablespoon each of 4 ingredients. And I'm going to show you what those ingredients are. So I'm going to do the olive oil first because the next ingredient is honey. So if I do the olive oil first, then the spoon will be nice and greasy and the honey will fall off of the spoon more easily. Actually, that only works if I had squeezy honey, which I don't, so I'm just going to have to use a clean tablespoon in a minute. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do have squeezy honey, but it has gone, it's crystallised, so it's not squeezy at the moment. I know I could heat this up, but I can't be bothered. So I'm just going to fish it out with a knife. You need 1 tablespoon of honey to add into the mixture. There we go. That was an incredibly frustrating and annoying process, but at least my trick worked. The oily spoon meant the honey came off the spoon nice and easily. Okay, the next ingredient you need is mustard. You can use either whole grain French mustard, or you can use Dijon mustard, which always makes me think of the song If I Had $1 Million by the Bare Naked Ladies, because they talk about Dijon ketchup. You have to go and listen to it now. So I just put in whatever we're in the mood for, and I'm in the mood for I'm in the mood for whole grain because we've got more of it, and it means I won't have to open a new jar of Dijon just yet. So 1 tablespoon of whole grain mustard, then 1 tablespoon of white wine vinegar, and finally 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. We happen to have light, but you could use dark. Just use whatever you've got. Mix it all up. Now sometimes I make this in a jam jar, and I just put all the ingredients in, put the lid on, and then just shake it until it's all mixed. But I'm going to be putting this into a little bottle, so it's easier to do it in a measuring jug. Ooh, that's the cooker. go for where the light is best. It's a bit dark in here, but it's quite nice. So it's about 7:30. We've had dinner and, oh, sorry if this is wobbling. There, that's a bit better. Yeah, we've had our dinner and the girls have just gone upstairs to have showers and get themselves ready and into their pyjamas. And then at 8 o'clock, we are going to go outside and do the clap for the NHS. And after that, at 8:15, we're meeting up with our friends on Zoom and we are going to do the virtual pub quiz. So we were meant to do it last week and we thought we did, but we did the wrong one. Dan and I tuned into the wrong YouTube channel. So if you type into YouTube, virtual pub quiz, it's I think it comes up in like black and red lettering. It's called virtual pub quiz, and it does it every Thursday night. I think he does other ones as well, but he does a live one every Thursday night at 8:15. So we're in UK time, so we're going to do that tonight, and at the same time we're going to meet up with our friends and play along as though we were all in the pub together. So we're going to have a drink, which is nice. I haven't had a drink all week, so I'm going to pour a nice glass of cold white wine and get the pub quiz up on the television, get our friends up on Dan's iPhone and just sit back and hopefully have a nice, fun yet relaxed evening. So that's the plan. So the next things you see are going to be the clapping for the NHS. So I will say goodnight now and we will see you tomorrow. Woo!